It turns out that many of the names we consider to be common are also used as words in other countries that, unfortunately, have some pretty nasty meanings. You might want to check out what these baby names mean in other parts of the world before deciding whether or not to give one of them to your own little one. The name Fanny is more or less regarded as old-fashioned in most countries these days, although it's still inexplicably popular in France, according to Behind the Name. Once you know what the word really means, it's not too hard to see why this name fell out of favor. In the United States, the word is used to refer to the buttocks, which is pretty bad, but nowhere near as bad as what it means in British English. Across the pond, the term is a pretty offensive slang term that refers to a woman's private parts.
Oh God.
The name Mark has been around since the Middle Ages, although it didn't really take off in English-speaking countries until the 19th century. Today, the name is frequently given to baby boys and was most popular for boys between 1958 and 1970 in the US. While the name is beloved around the world, Mark's popularity doesn't extend to Norway. And there's a pretty ironclad reason for this. Mark is the Norwegian word for worm. Bill, a standard name for William, means a slew of things in the English language, but they're all inoffensive, so English-speaking parents usually don't hesitate to use the name. Those parents might think twice, however, if they spoke Dutch. In the Netherlands, Bill translates to buttock, according to Dutch Word of the Day. The term is more commonly used in its plural form, so Bill might not get too many giggles in that part of the world. But if you want to spare your baby the unpleasant Dutch meaning, you could opt for a less offensive nickname for William, like Will or Liam. On this side of the Atlantic Ocean, there aren't really many downsides to the name Lou. This short and sweet name originated as a nickname for names like Louis and Louise, and was widely used for both boys and girls before falling off the baby name charts by the 1970s. The most commonly used language in the UK and the US might be the same, but there are some major differences between British and American English. For example, in British English, loo is slang for toilet, not exactly something you would want to name your baby. Originally a nickname for the name Teresa, Tessa first hit the US baby name charts in the 1960s and has seen steady use for baby girls since then. Unfortunately, many Danish parents can't appreciate the name in quite the same way, according to the Irish Times. In the 1960s, a Danish priest in a rural church in Denmark was unfamiliar with the foreign name Tessa and refused to allow a baby to be given the name, as it sounds like the Danish word for urinate.
What are you talking about?
While Tessa is now on the list of Denmark's pre-approved baby names, Danish parents might think twice about bestowing their baby girl with a name so close to a common bodily function. The name Gary has long been popular around the world, and it was so widely used in the United States that from 1944 to 1947, the masculine name even hit the baby name charts for girls, according to Behind the Name. Unfortunately, the Japanese definition may very well change your perception of this classic name forever. Gary sounds like the Japanese word for, well, diarrhea.
Oh no.
In the United States, the name Willy is a fairly safe nickname for the more formal William, a name which has been incredibly popular for centuries. Given the widespread use of the name, you kind of have to wonder how it became a slang term for male genitalia. Fortunately, this slang word is mostly used in British English, but if you plan on visiting England, you probably should shorten the name to Will.